Greetings, hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, greetings, hi. If not, thank you for coming back. In today's video, super casual, I'm sitting here at the foot of my bed. I have a cup of tea. I will be covering my weight loss journey over the past 7 years, how I lost and kept all 15 kilograms over that time, the mistakes I made, the reasons I was embarking on a weight loss journey, and last but not least, 5 tips. If you stay till the end, you will receive 5 tips that I think are essential in starting a successful and sustainable long-term weight loss journey. So stick around for that. Before I start, I want to give you 3 points. Point number 1, trigger warning. I will be talking weight loss numbers, calories, size, etc. So if you have eating disorder or you struggle with that stuff, and it might set you back on your own sort of mental health journey and recovery journey, I do suggest logging out of this video and logging into my knitting video, which is very relaxed and super good vibes. You can play it in the background. I'll link it up in the cards or description below, so go watch that. It's fine, it's fun if you so please. Point number 2 is that I am not focused at all on really the number on the scale, my measurements, etc. It's nice to see the progress, but it's not my main focus. So when I do mention the weight and numbers, it's specifically for context and explaining how much weight I lost, how I gained it, etc. And point number 3 is please will you like and subscribe. I was going through my video analytics and it shows that most of the people who are watching my videos aren't subscribed yet, which means you guys are forgetting just to click that subscribe button. So if you do really want to see more of what I'm bringing to the table, make sure you like, subscribe, and leave a comment below on what you liked, what you didn't like. So, if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I make some very, very delicious special cookies. And I'm having one right now. Lucky for you guys, it'll only kick in probably when I'm done with this video. So I will still be making some sense. Let's start. So I am first going to start with my pre-weight loss journey. That's just a little bit of context into my younger self, why I embarked on a weight loss journey and the mistakes I made right at the beginning before the 7 years of sustainable weight loss happened, right? So growing up as a kid, I was super active. I did hockey, athletics, tennis, a little bit of netball, a little bit of everything. I did all the extramurals ever. So I was like an active, confident, happy kid. However, I was also like a chunky kid, whether that's hormonal or genetic or diet. I suspect it's a combination of all 3 of those things. I was a bigger girl, and unfortunately I was bigger than all my counterparts, and that affected my confidence because all my peers were, skinny, white, blonde. Sorry guys, I love you so much, but comparing myself to that was like really difficult sometimes. But that is the context. Before my matric dance, when I was about 17, I really wanted to lose some weight. I think a matric dance is like prom for some people in the world. Prom, matric dance, whatever. And I decided to go on the Tony Ferguson diet. You find all their products at Dischem. And it was like a meal replacement shakes kind of vibe. I had also cut out all carbs in general. I was having the odd rice cake here and there just to keep my energy up, even though there's no nutrients in rice cakes. But I was not having carbs and I was only basically eating dinner. And so obviously I dropped 10 kilograms like this. You're not eating, your calories are super low. And at my matric dance, I weighed 65 kilograms. So I went from 75 to 65 kilograms. I was still quite big, but I was feeling good, mostly because of the external validation. So mistake number 1 was cutting out all carbs. I'm not too sure the effect of meal replacement shakes instead of food. Maybe they're just lower in calorie. So I would say that's mistake number 2 personally for me, was cutting out food in the day and just having meal replacement shakes. And number 3, the reasons I was doing it was all wrong. It had all to do with the external and insecurity and comparing myself to others than really wanting to get healthy. Another point I would like to make is that during that time in our younger years, we were really affected by like sort of Tumblr and We Heart It, and then like I think Mix It and all that stuff. So at that time, I just really wanted a thigh gap so bad. Like I just wanted that juicy tracksuit, that Von Dutch handbag, which I did get by the way, and that thigh gap, like a Paris Hilton vibe with those chunky sunglasses. That at that time as well, that's when things started destabilizing within my family structure, and so I felt like I needed to have a little bit of control over something within my life, and so controlling my diet and doing heavy restriction was a way for me to actually have some sense of control when it felt like my life was out of control. Now, fast forward, I'm 19, first year university, I'm an engineering student. I have stopped the meal replacement shakes. I have stopped doing all that exercise that comes with being in school and being busy and just like extramurals. And so I am up 79 kilograms. Essentially at this time, up at 79 kilograms, I have zero energy. My skin is breaking out all the time. I'm heavy, I'm sweaty. I am upset. I'm trying to maintain a typical student life, going out, trying to, drink and be with my friends while working 3 jobs to, sustain my life, because that's what it had come to. So it was kind of really chaotic and all over the place. And I knew that I really wanted to make a change, and I really wanted to make a change for my mental health, for me. And that was the light bulb time for me. It was a switch. I was also diagnosed with a gluten sensitivity / gluten intolerance at that time. Working with my doctor, we cut out a bunch of stuff and worked it all back in, and it was quite intense. But the only food I was eating was potatoes, because I was uneducated on what has gluten, what doesn't have gluten, and everything gluten-free was expensive. And no, potatoes do not have gluten in them. They don't have wheat. They're not, so I was eating potatoes. It's comfort food as well. So I was definitely eating my feelings. I was also the queen of cappuccinos and sweets. Like, that's where I was. I decided to better myself for myself by quitting sugar for 1 month and introducing 3 bottles of water every single day for a month, just to see. At the end of that month, I was really successful. It was really hard in the beginning with the sugar. I had headaches, almost like withdrawal from the sugar. But after that, I was so committed to not having sugar for at least 1 month. I wasn't cutting out sugar. I was just not having sugar for 1 month. And implementing the water meant I was feeling a lot more energetic by the end of that month in general. And just looking a bit better. I was losing some water weight. A few friends started noticing a small change. So I felt better. I decided I was going to buy myself a cute set of clothes. I saved up for a new pair of running shoes, and that really solidified the new exercise program I was going on. I decided I was going to run 3 times a week for 15 to 20 minutes only. That was small. It seemed attainable. I felt like I can walk, I can run 3 times a week in this cute gym set, 15 to 20 minutes max. Even if I feel like I can do more, I'm going to not do more in case I get overwhelmed, because I would get overwhelmed quite easily. So I also started counting my calories, because I was told that's the right way to lose weight. You are supposed to be in a calorie deficit. In the beginning of calorie counting, I found it really helped to know how much I was eating, what I was eating, and just to up the protein and up the vegetables. I didn't really cut anything out specifically that wasn't already cut out by my gluten intolerance, but I didn't really cut anything out. I was just tracking my calories. However, the calorie counting became an obsession. I even knew how many calories were in 1 teaspoon of this specific type of salad dressing. So it was a bit much, and I think that affected my mental health, which is eventually why I stopped counting calories. But it was super helpful in the beginning just to know what's what. I would also check in and ask myself if my body didn't change from all this running, from eating like this, from counting these calories, from doing this, would I still be doing this? And the answer was yes. I feel better. I'm jogging. I feel less anxious. I have time to clear my head and some alone time. I felt generally just a bit more energetic. I had more energy to go to all those 3 jobs and things that I was doing. So that really, really helped so much. And the answer was yes. And so I continued on that trajectory. At the height of my running phase, I was running 3 to 4 times a week, 7 kilometers on average, sometimes more, sometimes a little bit less, usually depending on the time. But 7 kilometers was my thing. I had a route and it was really nice, and I could clear my head, and it was good. I wanted to lose all of this weight by my 21st birthday, and that was a year from when I had started. So it took me approximately 9 months or so to lose 15 kilograms. So by my 21st birthday, I weighed 63 kilograms. I realized that I was also still struggling with that all or nothing mindset, like specifically eating super clean, and then having cheat days, and then eating super clean, and then eating like a whole day of just junk, and then feeling crappy. And that was a really up and down process that I think a lot of people go through. I didn't necessarily realize that the moral aspect of food being good and bad isn't a thing. Like, it's just like, food is not good or bad. You can have all the things you actually want to eat every single day if you stay within your calories and you won't put on weight, basically. I really was struggling with that all or nothing, good or bad mindset for quite some time. And that's something I just want to be transparent about, so that no one thinks I just went on this flowers and rainbows weight loss journey and then just kept it off magically. That all or nothing mindset really affected my relationship with food, and it also just affected my self-esteem, because when I ate bad stuff, I would feel bad about myself, and when I ate good stuff, I would feel good about myself. In fact, I would feel like I was better than some people because I'm eating well and that person was eating this, and I'm, so there was just that whole aspect, and it was kind of toxic. And then I met a boy. I actually didn't put on relationship weight in my first relationship, and maybe that was a sign, but it was only after that I put on some weight. It was just comfort eating kind of. And then I would say the next time I put on real relationship weight was when I met my partner now. We both put on a little bit of weight because you're eating good, you're going out, and you're happy. You're so happy. You're not concerned with your outside, and that, I think, is really important to point out, that when I did put on a little bit of relationship weight with my partner now, I was not thinking about my body in terms of its external appearance and how that comes off to other people. I was just happy. And then last year, I started on a new journey to really overhaul, change my life, get out of that 63 kilogram plateau. I started doing HIIT with Natasha Ocean. I love her stuff. I don't know if I pronounced her name right, but I love her workouts. I love her personality. She's great. And her videos, she has other super educational stuff on there on just like lies and myths of the weight loss industry, and just, and she's a beast, and she's hot. Anyway, I talk all about that journey in my last video, Atomic Habits. I will link it up in the cards or the description below, both, whatever. But go have a look at that if you want to know how I've lost. I'm 58 kilograms as of now, and how I've lost that weight from 63 to 58 kilograms. Check that out. Hey guys, this is my body composition right now. I just wanted to show you what I'm looking like, how I am feeling, sort of fooling around as well over here. I also just wanted to show you what it looks like unflexed, when I'm not posing, when I'm not, doing anything. It's also always important to know that people's bodies, when they're not flexed, don't look like they do on Instagram or even on YouTube as well. There's some fat, there's some rolls, just normal stuff, and this is normal stuff. Now, if you are here already, if you are here at the end, I'm gonna give you 5 unconventional tips. Now, if you are here already, if you are here at the end, I'm gonna give you 5 unconventional tips. So now I am going to give you guys 5 tips that I would implement when starting a weight loss journey. If you're here, I'm assuming you already know that the basics would be to eat in a moderate calorie deficit already and to get some exercise in order to lose weight. Tip number 1 is to add, don't subtract. Now, I'm a person who loves to operate from a place of abundance, and I decided to implement that into food and how I live on a daily basis. And so I am saying to you, add more steps into your day, add more protein into your food, add more vegetables and whole foods. Eat those first on your plate and then add in whatever you would have already been eating before. Even if it is unhealthy, I know that's bad, maybe a unpopular opinion, but I don't feel that anyone should be cutting out entire things and demonizing everything they used to eat. Life is about eating good and enjoying food and enjoying people, and I'm very passionate about that, as you can see. Tip number 2 is to sleep. I know it sounds a little nuts, but sleep affects your hunger hormones, and one of those is ghrelin. I think that's the name of it. I did my research, I did check. I'm pretty sure it's ghrelin. I put it on the screen up here. If it's different, I'm sorry. So, get enough sleep and get good quality sleep, and your hunger hormones will be less when you do that. And in general, you'll be eating a little bit less, helping you to stay in that moderate calorie deficit and to keep that weight off throughout your life. So sleep and sleep well. Tip number 3 is to focus on the inside and not on the outside. Focus on how you feel, and all the external results will come as a result of that. And I believe that with all my heart. Tip number 4 is don't be afraid to adjust and pivot your exercise and food plan. Just like seasons change, people are different, things are different, our circumstances are all different individually, and then within our lives throughout a year you go through busy phases, slow phases, etc. Sometimes I am more active, and when I'm more active I eat more. When I'm less active, I just eat less. Like, I don't need to eat as much because I can feel I have all the energy I need. Don't be afraid to change, to adjust. I went from doing running to doing squash, and now I cycle, and it's super fun and I love it. Point number 5 is to eat with the season, and this point works in conjunction with the previous point. If you are eating with the changing seasons, you have very different types of bacteria in your gut because you're eating different types of fruits and vegetables and all your whole foods, etc., depending on what's available, except avo. Need to eat that the whole year. Eating with the seasons varies the type of bacteria in your gut, and that can improve gut health. And gut health is basically about your stomach and the lining on it and the bacteria in it that keeps you healthy and that also affects your mental health. There is some research on that. Please do not take my word as Bible. Also do your own research, but I'm just telling you what I know and what has worked for me. Okay, like and subscribe. I told you earlier, but if you didn't and you're here at the end, thank you. Thank you.